Hey homeschoolers, this is Jennifer from Branch to Bloom, and today I'm going to show you how we teach our children about nouns using the Montessori method. Let's get started. Everybody Montessori's a little bit differently. So if you teach these noun lessons in a different way than I do in your home or in your classroom, please leave me a comment below so that I can see how you do it. And if you want more content from me, be sure to subscribe to my channel and don't forget to click the notification bell so that you're notified every time I upload new content. I know that teaching grammar to your kids is super important to you. It's really important to me too, and that's why I created a PDF for you. You'll find all 4 of the scripted lessons that I'm going to be telling you about today, as well as all the card material that you need to go along with it. You'll also find a materials list which tells you everything that you need to teach these lessons. Today we're going to be talking about 4 different parts of the noun so that you can easily teach your children about this really important part of speech. Let's get started with lesson 1. You don't really need a lot of materials for this lesson. All you need are a black pen and some of the cards from the PDF that's linked in the description box. So what you're going to do is have your child come and sit next to you and start asking them for something, but don't tell them what it is. It's really fun. So you'll say something like, could you bring me a, I'm looking for a, what I really need is, I can't remember what I wanted. I really want. And if they start offering you things, you can say thanks, but that's not it. And keep going until they get really exasperated. It's really fun to watch their reaction to how you're teaching this lesson. And once they're really frustrated, you can say, the reason that you didn't know what I was asking for is because I didn't tell you its name. Now have them look around the room and notice that everything in the room, all the objects and the people, everything has a name. And once they understand that, then you're going to take a card and you're going to write, say, I'm going to write a name. And you write the word pen. And put your pen on top of the label and say, the name of this is pen. And then once they see that, go ahead and just choose a few random objects from your environment. It's just something that they can find easily and don't have to go searching for. So I'm going to write a spoon, and then I would ask them, can you find me a spoon? And they would bring the spoon and set it above the label. And then you would say, can you find me pencil? Find me a pencil. And they would look around and find a pencil, again, putting it above the label. And the last one I'm going to say is cup. Again, it doesn't matter what it is, anything in your environment will do. And when they bring you the cup, have them set it above the label. And then let them look at the names underneath and tell them that everything has a name, and then share with them the etymology of the word, which is that the word noun comes from the Latin nomen, and that means name. Nouns are names of things. And if they keep a work journal or a work plan, this would be a great thing for them to record in their work plan so that they can refer back to it later on. My kids really like to have that written down so that when they're working on other parts of speech, they can find it easily. This is a really simple lesson to teach. Let's go ahead and move on to lesson 2. Once you've done the first noun lesson and your children have a pretty good understanding about nouns being names of things, you're going to go a little bit deeper by telling them the story of the Black Pyramid, and that's what I'm going to share with you today. You need a black pyramid, either a wooden one or a paper origami version, and a piece of coal, and you'll also need some photos of ancient pyramids. I have linked all of those things in the material list in the description box below for you. So what you'll do is invite your child over to sit next to you again and hold up the Black Pyramid and tell them this pyramid is ancient and it has withstood the test of time. And then show them some photos of ancient pyramids and tell them that no storm has ever been able to level these pyramids, and that they have been able to withstand everything, and they're very strong. And then you can set down the pyramid and ask them if they notice anything else about it. They may say that they notice that it has triangle shapes or that it's a prism. They may notice its size or some other things about it. When they notice the color, then you are going to pick up on that and say, you're right, it is black. And it's black because black is also the color of something else on our earth, and that is coal. And you'll show them the coal, let them touch it. It's pretty fascinating for most kids. And tell them that coal is one of the oldest materials on earth. It is found deep, deep in the earth, and it happened to be created a long, long time ago when ferns were decaying, and all the layers of the earth compressed it so much that it became coal, and it's very ancient material. And so then you'll tell them that we use this black pyramid, or the triangle, one side, the equilateral triangle, one side of the black pyramid, to represent nouns, because just like the coal is an ancient material and the pyramid is super strong and stable, nouns are a very ancient part of speech. In fact, we think they're the oldest part of speech, and they're also very, very strong. They're an important, stable part of every sentence. This will make an impression on your child, and once they have absorbed this idea with your little story and looked at the pictures of the ancient pyramids, you can do some of the extension lessons that I've included in the PDF that I linked in the description box, just for fun. And then when they're done with those, we can go ahead and move on to lesson 3. How am I doing so far? If you're enjoying these lessons and they seem doable and fun to you, go ahead and write yes in the comments below and give me a like so that I know that you like what I'm doing. For this lesson, we're going to need just a collection of objects in varying quantities from 1 to 4. In my example here, I have 1 apple, 2 clips, 3 spools of thread, and 4 pens. And you're also going to need the singular and plural labels, which are included in that PDF that I linked in the description box below. The next thing you're going to do is lay out these cards from the PDF that say singular and plural on your workspace. And then you're going to take the objects and have the child sort them underneath each of these cards. So they would put, for example, they told you this was apple, so it would go under singular. And you're going to tell them singular is 1 and plural means more than 1. So they will put the things that are more than 1 under plural. In my case, the spools of thread and the pens and the clips go underneath plural, and the apple goes underneath singular. If it seems like they understand this, then you can move on to evaluating using the 3-period lesson. If you don't know what a 3-period lesson is, it is just one of the hallmarks of Montessori, and it's the way that you evaluate whether or not a child truly understands a concept. So the first part of it is that you name the objects. So you would say, this is singular and these are plural. The second thing that you would do is try to evaluate their recognition. So you would ask them to point to something that is plural and something that is singular. And you could maybe even move like one of the spools of thread over here so that it's not just only the one object, and say, point to something that's singular, point to something that's plural. And if they can do that, then you know you can move on to the third part of the 3-period lesson, which is recall, evaluating their recall. And you would pick up something and say, what is this? And they would say singular. What is this? Plural. What is this? Singular. What is this? Plural. If they can do that, then you know they understand the basics of singular and plural, and you can pat yourself on the back and get started on something else. If not, then I recommend taking away the variety of items and just making sure that the singular and plural are the same, like we did with the spools of thread here. So I would say this is singular, singular is 1. These are plural, plural is more than 1. And do the same thing with the pens, for example. This is singular, and these are plural because plural is more than one. Make sure that the child doesn't think that plural means two. That's a common thing that kids think. So make sure that they understand that plural refers to anything more than one. Once your child understands singular and plural, you can use the cards that are included in the PDF that I linked in the description box to have them sort more different types. And you can also use the cards that are in Grammar Envelope 2 to help them to understand different types of plural and singular words. When you're introducing those, you're going to want to also explain to them the different types of spelling. For example, when you add plural to a word ending in Y or with the words ending in EN. And I have those descriptions and explanations for you again in that PDF. Okay, so let's get started on our last lesson, lesson 4. For this lesson, you're going to need the cards that are in the PDF that I linked in the description box below for nouns and genders. And you're also going to need a male and a female figure, a doll, or if you don't have something from your child's toy bin like I did, you can find a little paper doll link in the material list that I have in the description box as well. So you're going to tell your children that some nouns have genders, and you'll give some examples like boy and girl, prince and princess, grandma and grandpa, aunt and uncle, and explain that some nouns refer to women and some nouns refer to men. The first thing that you're going to want to do is place these masculine and feminine cards underneath their corresponding figure. I took these from my child's toy bin. If you have something like a Playmobil or something like that, that works great. Otherwise, I did include the paper doll in the PDF, as I said before, so you can use that. And you're going to go ahead and have the child start to sort the words, the cards from the PDF underneath the corresponding figure. So you'll pick up one and say, wife, is this masculine or feminine? They should understand pretty easily that it's feminine because of the female character above feminine. Husband, same thing, masculine. And just help the child. If they don't understand right away, it's okay. It's 100% fine to help them with this. Daughter, feminine. A son, masculine. You want to keep your word sets to about 6 to 8 to start with. Queen, feminine, king, masculine. So something like this. So you would have them set up with these, and they can see, okay, masculine is here, feminine is here. And if that seems to make sense to them, then you can move on to doing a 3-period lesson where you would say, these are masculine, these are feminine, just name it, and then mix them up a little bit and ask them to test their recognition. Ask them to point to one that's feminine. Maybe they would point to wife. Which one is masculine? Point to son. And then to test their recall, you would choose one and say, what is this? And they should say masculine. And you would pick up another one and say, what is this? And they would say, this is feminine. Once you're sure that your child understands the masculine and feminine, and on another day, you can explain to them that not all nouns have genders. Some words we use the same word for both, for example, cousins. And I've included some cards that have common gender nouns in your PDF that's linked in the description box below. So you can go ahead and experiment with those. You can also have the child make up their own list using the blank cards that are in that PDF, or even use your removable alphabet to make up their own lists. Just have fun with it and let them experiment. I hope this video about the nouns was helpful for you, and if it was, please click the like below. And don't forget to subscribe and click the bell so that you don't miss any of my upcoming content. And remember, sharing is caring, so share this video with your friends, and visit me on my website at branchetobloom.com for more homeschooling Montessori tips. Hope to see you next time.